Hello, my name is Jay, and welcome to Connected Podcast by Chrd Magazine. Today we have artist D Bellz.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, what is your purpose?
I love this question when you ask that. My purpose is really just to inspire others to let people know that I've come from the same walks as most people in the inner city, whether it's coming from Section 8 or public housing, food stamps, welfare, just to inspire people to let people know that it don't matter where you start off at. It just only matter where you end at. Everybody have
Yeah.
different backgrounds and everybody have different starts.
Mm-hmm.
But don't to get discouraged, know that anything is possible. And while I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, I know where I've came from. And it's easy to quit when you come from a treacherous neighborhood or the inner
Yeah.
city. You know, your mom and our dad may have other kids and more kids in your household. So you're not getting the attention you need, you're not getting the money you need, you're not getting the food, the clothes. It's
Yeah.
easy to turn the other way and say, well, I'm going to do this because I know there's no other way to make it. So my purpose in life is to inspire, not just through my music, but when you meet me, I want to be able to inspire you and let you know that, man, I've seen it all. I came from the worst of the worst neighborhoods coming from Oakland, California. So I know that you can make it to anywhere you want to go. You don't always have to be a prisoner of your environment. You don't always
Definitely.
have to let your environment dictate who you're going to be.
I like that. So, you mentioned that music chose you. Can you elaborate on the moment of realization, how it felt discovering your talent for rapping?
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot as of lately. When my last project came out, it made me think that as I start thinking about my life, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of laid out for me when I'm thinking about elementary school because I
Mm-hmm.
had a speech impediment at a young age and I
Mm-hmm.
never really ever talked about it. This would be my first time. So being able to formulate words where I'm not stuttering and my pronunciation got better, I got comfortable with words
Mm-hmm.
to going and winning a contest. We had a thing back in Oakland called the Oratorical Fest.
Mm-hmm.
So it was basically a performance where you go and you display your talents, whether it was rapping, reading a poem. I think they even allowed dancing. And I won that performance. So thinking back, I wasn't even thinking this was grooming me to
Yeah.
be an artist. But now that I see I took all these necessary steps, it was preparing me to be an artist, to be able to be comfortable, to speak with people, be able to put words together and be able to use my vocabulary. So I think the first time I really thought about being an artist was 2015,
Mm-hmm.
2016. I did a challenge for one of my friends that I went to school with. He's a producer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to see how I could do on the challenge compared to everybody else that was uploading the clips. The challenge is you put a beat you produce and you pick whoever had the best 16 bars and then you get a free couple beats. So once I did that challenge, I think that the bug bit me. And I was like, man, I can't stop writing. I can't stop writing. At first, it went to picking instrumentals, and I'm writing on those instrumentals to some of my favorite songs because music has always been in my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept writing, kept writing, kept writing, and I made my first song in 2018. And ever since then, I just had a passion even more as being an artist, not just being a consumer of music, but telling my story.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So, growing up in Oakland, what were some of the key influences that shaped your musical style and perspective?
The key influences that shaped my musical style were people like Dangerous Dame, Spice One, Too Short. The Bay Area. Oakland is in the Bay Area, so that kind of sound, that mob music is what we call it, heavy bass. Being able to be fly, being able to have style in your music and show that in the music as well, like being able to visualize being stylish, being fly, and also having that street element of it. So those are kind of the people that shaped my musical experience growing up, as well as Tupac, the
Mm-hmm.
Dog Pound, because I used to be with my dad a lot, and he
Mm-hmm.
used to always listen to the Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Dr. Dre. So that kind of G Funk sound is what curates my music now because I want to always have a beat that has a good production on it
Yeah,
and that sound good, and I'm always come with lyrics that matches that beat.
I like that. So, your music often addresses theme of overcoming adversity and striving for success. How do your personal experience inform your songwriting?
I think that you just gotta talk about the things you've been through. a lot of times people want to tell a story that they necessarily haven't lived. So I think
Definitely.
that overcoming adversity is my whole life. You know, I never
Mhm.
had an easy life. I am one of 10 kids
Mhm.
and I'm the seventh kid. So I never was able to just have a cakewalk life. Most of my clothes, you know, if you have siblings, you get the hand me downs. You
Yeah.
learn how to share, learn how to deal with multiple people and in a house and different personalities. So I think that
Mhm.
just structured my overall theme of how I write music is because I'm telling my story,
Yeah.
you know, and I know that other people can relate to that story. So I'm just putting out my trials and tribulation, but I know they're relatable because a lot of people come from the inner city struggle where they're living with four, five, six different people in a
Mhm.
2 bedroom apartment, 3 bedroom apartment. Even if it's a 3 bedroom and six people in there, that's still not a lot of space to navigate. So I'm just telling
Definitely.
all the things that I can express through my music. And I use my music as a journal to be able to let people know that I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through because
Mhm.
I've been through it too. And if you
Yeah.
listen to me, hopefully I can inspire you to keep pushing because I know what it is that you feeling. I
Mhm.
know the times and the pressure that you want to quit because I've been there. So that's kind of what I really go through with my music.
So you cited J. Cole, Rick Ross, Meek Mill, and Mosey as key influence.
Yeah.
How have these artists shaped your approach to music and your own artistry development?
Yeah, Mozzie. So Mozzie is from Northern California, from Sacramento,
Mhm.
and I'm from the Bay Area, which is part of Northern California too.
Mhm.
And it kind of shaped my musical experience because Mozzie gives me that grittiness that I believe Tupac had. You know, Tupac was much more than an artist,
Yeah.
and just by the tone, his voice, his delivery, it was able to pull you in and listen to his story. Just from those first few words when Tupac came on the beat,
Mhm.
he was able to capture embody all that pain and let you know exactly how he's feeling. So Mozzie and J. Cole, Mozzie give me the grittiness where I know I'm talking from my soul. I'm
Mhm.
talking from a place of hurt, but I'm talking from a place of that inner city from the trenches. I'm talking to those people that's growing up on Section 8 or welfare and food
Mhm.
stamps and all that. And J. Cole and Rick Ross just are able to give me that diversity with the wordplay, and it shaped me that I don't want to just be a ABC rapper. I want to be able to
Definitely.
play off my words. I want things to go over your head where you got to replay it and be like, oh,
Mhm.
that's what he meant. I want that to be in my music. So listening to that, it kind of keeps me on my toes because I know those rappers, those artists are never just going to give you half bars, half ass bars where you feel like, oh, this is just like, it's kind of corny. It's simple.
Mhm.
I want you to be able to think about my rhymes. Now I got things where, you know, I'm just talking my shit and I'm being fly on the beat, or I'm feeling like, you know, this is a feel good record. So I don't need to get too intricate when I'm rhyming. But most of the time I want to put a song together, and in that song, it's going to be a message in that song.
I like music where I can hear the lyrics. The beat is good. I love music like that, but it's the lyrics to my ears.
Yeah,
Like I gotta hear and feel what made you make that song. So I like
exactly.
songs like that. So what does it mean to you to create reality music, and how do you ensure your music reflecting your experience that relates of your community?
Man, I just think that you know, I let the beat choose me. I don't never go choose looking for a sound to choose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I let the beat choose me, and that's the way I'm able to illustrate everything I'm going through, you know, where I'm coming from, and it just comes out naturally. Sometimes I'm able to write a song in 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes it took me 2, 3 weeks to write a song. I
Mm-hmm.
write some, come back to it, write some, come back to it. But it's always a representation of what I'm feeling. I never get on a beat and try to tell a story that I'm not familiar with. So everything is always going back to how I was raised, what I'm feeling now,
Mm-hmm.
presently, what I've been through. I let the beat come on and the lyrics form themselves based off everything that I'm going through or I went through. And
Mm-hmm.
it could be how I'm going through what I'm going through right now presently. So it just comes to me naturally. So as soon as I hear the tone of the beat and I say, okay, this is gonna be a sad song, this is gonna be a happy song, this is gonna be a reality song where I'm gonna tell you exactly why I wrote this song because I'm feeling like this.
Okay. So what are your goals for the future, and what does success look like to you?
So my goals for the future, you know, I try not to say future goals because I want it now. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
think sometimes we can plan out our goals 5 years now and 3 years from now, but I want it now. So my
Mm-hmm.
goals for now is to be consistent. I want to be consistent to where I'm dropping 4 to 5 projects this year. I want to be able to create a lane for my brother that's incarcerated. When he come out, I
Mm-hmm.
want him to be able to pick up where he left off at, give him an outlet to say, okay, I got a little traction going. I got this going now. When you come out, we're going to take it even further because
Yeah.
we had a lot of obstacles that stopped us. So I want you to be able to come out. I got this going. Now let's push it together. I don't push the car this far by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you come out, we can push the car together and we can eventually get a lot of steam going. So that's really what I want to do right now. I want to be consistent. I'm not thinking about 3 to 5 years from now. I'm thinking about right now, everything that I want and believe in, I believe I can make it a reality right now.
I like that. So moving from Oakland, what is your impression of Atlanta?
I think Atlanta is definitely Black Hollywood. I see why a lot of people come here. It's a lot of things that I've never seen being in Oakland, like so many Black millionaires with their own business. You
Mm-hmm.
might see somebody pull up in a Bentley, a Ferrari, a Wraith. That's normal here. You could be
Yeah.
anywhere and see expensive cars, $250,000, $500,000, even $1 million cars pull up to you. So
Mm-hmm.
my impression is that I understand why it's here, why everybody want to move here because it's Black's excellent is just oozing. You can see it everywhere. Everybody has some kind of hustle to them, so it can be very inspirational to you leveling up your own life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have no bad things to say. Besides the traffic and the potholes, I don't have nothing to say. The traffic and those potholes, man. I hit a pothole, almost knocked my whole axle off. So, you know, that's the only thing with all this money in the city. It got to be better. Got to be better
Definitely.
pavement of the roads
Definitely.
because
I
when you go
agree.
to like the outskirts, where the streets is paved nicely, like damn, why is it like this downtown? Like this is the main
Yeah.
attraction. You go downtown, they got the worst kind of potholes. Like it shouldn't be like that downtown. How the
Yeah.
structure of the city is. So I think that definitely would be like my only gripe. And I'm a bigger man, so the food waits can get kind of crazy sometimes. It shouldn't take an hour for some wings.
Definitely.
So those would
I
be my
agree.
only gripes.
So, how do you see the role of music in addressing social issues and inspiring positive change in the world?
Man, I think that music is the most powerful message we can listen to inspire change in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many negative songs that put you in a weird space, in a demonic space. So I think music is the most powerful tool we have right now because it runs everything. Music is influence fashion, it influence sports. You know, music is the tool that everybody gets to is an outlet. Whether you want to be happy, you put on a happy song. You
Yeah.
feeling sad, you put on a sad song. You
Mm-hmm.
want to get inspired, you put on a get money song. So I think that music is such a powerful tool. It's on us to really control it. And I'm not sitting here like I don't have certain songs that's angry. But at
Mm-hmm.
that time I was angry. I was going through grief. And
Yeah.
and those songs can also still be inspirational too because there's a lot of people that lost someone they care about. And
Mm-hmm.
you never know how you're gonna feel until it happens. So I
Yeah.
think that music is the most powerful tool we have, and it has created so many positive moments and it has created so much change
Mm-hmm.
because once the right person get on a microphone and they speak life into a situation, it always changes.
So, what advice would you give to aspiring rappers who are just starting out?
Just keep going. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of time we stop because we get afraid of perception and we
Mm-hmm.
get afraid of what people are going to say about us. But if you love anything, just keep going. And like I was saying, before we got on camera, a lot of people want instant gratification.
Yeah.
But with this music thing and really anything you love, you really got to just keep going for the love of it. Nobody starts off playing football and is automatically a 5-star prospect.
Definitely.
It takes so many steps, so many reps from elementary, middle school, high school until you really get that recognition you think you deserve. And with music now, I think a lot of people just want to become an artist because they want the fame, they want
Yeah.
the popularity, the money, they may want the chicks, they may want the fashion. But for this music, for anything you really love, you gotta never forget why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why you should be doing it is because you love it. That's with anything,
Yeah.
sports, hair, catering,
Yeah.
music. You gotta love it. And I just think that my biggest thing right now is loving it because it's easy to fall out of love with it when you're not getting the return on investment you think you deserve, because when you start, it's just gonna be you. You know, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to pay for videos, the studio, the wardrobe, the mix, the mastering, and people forget that part. A lot of
Definitely.
people put out songs and don't get it mixed and mastered, and that's why the quality of music sounds so bad, because that costs. So I would just tell an artist that's coming up, just keep going. You got to really love it. Ask yourself, do you love it? Because a lot of people, you might hear Ice Cube or Rick Ross say, I didn't make $1 off music till year 10, year 7.
Yeah.
And if you're telling somebody that's starting, that can be discouraging. But it's like, why are you doing it? Are you doing it to get rich? We all want to be paid, but are you doing it because you love it? Or are you doing it because you think it's a quick come up? A lot of times people think it's a quick come up. So just love it. Whatever you're doing, love it.
I love that. So before we close out, my advice to you is to be the author of your book. And what I mean by that is continue to write each and every day different pages.
Yeah.
Different chapters need to be different things in your life that you've been going through and what you want to accomplish. So continue to. So what are your new projects that you finna be dropping?
Yeah, so I do have a project coming out on February 14th, Valentine's Day, called Love Me Now. That's just really a continuous of my last project, Edge of Darkness. So you'll get some tracks in there where it's about love, but you also gonna get the reality and how I'm feeling. You know, the Edge of Darkness project was written off the death of my father, so Love Me Now, and it's just continuance of Edge of Darkness. And I had a project drop February 14th, 2023 that I didn't get to promote because my father passed shortly after that. So this is just me going again with another Valentine's Day series that I plan on keep on doing. So Love Me Now, February 14th will be dropping. And for anybody that's watching this, you can catch me on Scuba Squad Bellz on Instagram. That's SCUBASQUADBELLZ. Love Me Now, February 14th, it will be dropping.
And thank you for these flowers.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are so beautiful.
And that's for anybody that comes on. You know, you should bring her a gift. It don't always have to be flowers, but it should be thoughtful, because, you know, this is a business where we're helping each other. Don't just come and try to feed off her, and pour into her as well. Bring her something, you know, make her day, because how good she performs an interview is how good you will perform in an interview.
Thank you.